Ever since Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree release, there's been a lot of talk regarding the lore. But one topic I keep seeing talked about is the fact Melina did not have an important role inside the DLC. An opinion that I personally think is absolute barnacle shit. Now I understand why people think that, but there is enough stuff inside the DLC, along with the base game, to piece together the story of Melina, and in my opinion the DLC gives us the last few pieces of the puzzle we needed. And considering how much sense everything to do with Melina now is, I honestly wouldn't have been surprised the frenzy flame just started fucking popping out my eyeballs, freaking the fuck out from inside. That is how crazy this story is once you fully understand it, which the DLC helps us do. Just before we jump straight into this, I wanted to say a really small percentage of the people that are actually watching this video right now are subscribed. And unlike most people, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe right now, as that's completely stupid. Only, and I mean only, if you do enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel and it lets me know you're enjoying this style of content. Without wasting any more time, please sit back, relax, grab some succulent, juicy, tender and sensational prawns if you want, and enjoy as we delve into the backstory and history of Melina. Elden Ring's base game is home to 3 butterflies, and it's been widely known that these butterflies symbolise children of Radhn and Marika. The nascent butterfly, which talks about just coming out of a cocoon, implies Miquella. The Ionia butterfly is directly said to be from Malenia's scarlet bloom. But within Elden Ring's base game there exists a 3rd butterfly, the smouldering butterfly, and for a long time we thought that might have been Melina. But when the DLC trailer came out and we saw the red hair of Messmer, everyone went, "Oh, shiver me timbers, this has got to be Messmer's butterfly." But Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree brings in the black firefly butterfly, which is said to be Messmer's butterfly. So the question now remains, who is the smouldering butterfly? I wholeheartedly believe this smouldering butterfly is Melina. Now, in a previous version of the Shadow of the Erdtree, there was an item description in the Messmer's kindling that actually basically directly said that Melina is the sister, the little sister, of Messmer. It says, Messmer, much like his younger sister, bore a vision of fire. And considering that Melina also uses herself as kindling, and once we kill Messmer, we also get his kindling, there seems to be a definite connection between the two, not to mention both their fascinations with fire. Melina talks about walking alongside fire, whereas Messmer is fire, and it brings up a lot of questions. You might now be saying, well, this was removed from the game, so why on earth are you talking about it? Well, I actually believe that maybe they gave us too much information, and that is the true reason they removed it. Because FromSoftware loves their mysteries, and they basically spelled it out and basically did the whole aeroplane food into your mouth to give us this information to do with Melina. And I actually believe already within the DLC there's more than enough information to piece together this story, and that is why they removed it. We know from item descriptions, particularly Marika's blessing, that at a point in time Messmer and Marika did have a good relationship. Marika did love Messmer and try to help him. But eventually this openly caring nature stopped, and Messmer was sent to the land of shadows and was forced to crusade against the Hornsund who tortured his people. Yet why did Messmer get sent away? Why did Marika fear him? I think it has everything to do with Melina. You see, we are told time and time again that Melina is burnt and bodiless, and yet we are never told how she is burnt and bodiless. There has been no information on that. But is it too much of a coincidence that in old item descriptions it said Melina had a fascination with fire, is used as kindling, and is the brother of Messmer, who just so happens to have a really powerful flame? In my eyes, there's no one powerful enough inside of Elden Ring to burn this demigod's body and leave them soulless that has this powerful flame. The only person I could think of would be the fell god's flame. But personally, I'm more inclined to think that maybe it was Messmer, unintentionally. I don't know if he would harm his sister. The very much tragic story of Messmer that we're told time and time again really suggests that Messmer cares about his family. So I don't know if he would just go, "Hey sister, do you want to look at this flame," and then just scorch her and burn her flesh. Doesn't really seem very Messmerish. But it doesn't really matter if it was intentional or not, I believe this gives a clear answer as to why Marika stopped trying to help Messmer and why Melina is burnt and bodiless. We know after she became burnt and bodiless, she was given a task by her very own mother within the erdtree. Even the fact that she talked to her mother, aka Marika, within the erdtree makes so much sense within this theory. For if we look outside of the erdtree, just outside on the little gate where we fight Godfrey, you'll actually see scorch marks all over there that looks like it's been burnt. Would it be so far-fetched to think that maybe Messmer had an accidental outburst, scorched the outside of this erdtree gate, and consequently killed his sister in body and left her soulless? Is it so far-fetched to think maybe Melina crawled inside the erdtree just after being burnt and died in there before her soul was given the orders by Marika to become this fire maiden? In my opinion, this makes the most sense as to what actually went down, and it gives a lot of answers as to why Marika stopped giving this help to Messmer and why Melina is in the state she is now. Even more evidence of Messmer and Melina being twins lies in their curses. We know with twins inside the lands between and Elden Ring as a whole, twins are seen as opposites. With Miquella and Malenia, you've got completely eternal youth and vitality, and Malenia sits there rotting and decaying from the scarlet rot. I believe this similarity and these differences can be seen within Messmer and Melina. Messmer has a curse in his right eye, whereas Melina has one in her left eye. Both are sealed, one by grace and the other by this black claw mark. They are directly juxtapositioning each other. And this is all without mentioning the fact of the theory that Melina is the gloam-eyed queen. Not only does the timeline make sense, for if she is the little sister, aka the little twin sister of Messmer, she would be alive in the time period that the gloam-eyed queen is, and as well, it would be another juxtaposition towards the flames and powers of Messmer and Melina. Messmer has this bright red flame that he scorns, and Melina has this gloam-eyed queen black flame that kills gods. They are similar, yet different enough that they contrast each other. I am deathly convinced that Messmer and Melina are twins. It makes so much sense, and it fills in the blanks towards Messmer's story, Melina's story, and the gloam-eyed queen's. If you need any more proof, have you ever noticed how strange it is when we get transported to the Round Table Hold? We touch her hand and this sort of instant transportation happens to the Round Table Hold, just like how when we touch the Withered Arm in the DLC, we get transported straight to the Land of Shadows. Now, I definitely believe that this person in the cocoon is Miquella. I think the discussion that it's Godwyn or something is a bit silly, especially considering it is very heavily implied that Moog took the cocoon, and that cocoon is the ripped out part we see inside the Halig tree. And you might think, considering that, oh well, that can't have anything to do with it, but it's also worth mentioning that Miquella and Melina would be full-blooded siblings, so a similarity between their powers would not be so far-fetched in my opinion. Another incy-wincy point I wanted to make was Melina's hair. Now, Marika and Radhagon's children all seem to have red hair, and you might think, oh, Melina's got pink hair. That can't mean much, that means she isn't it. She isn't a child of Radhagon and Marika. But pink is a lighter shade of red, if you did not know. If you added the blondish white hair that you have from Marika and added it to the red hair of Radhagon, it wouldn't be too far-fetched in my opinion to come up with pink hair, a lighter shade of Radhagon's red hair. This is just another point in my opinion that gives evidence the fact Melina is a child of Radhagon and Marika. Going further into the gloam-eyed queen, I do think there is some sort of connection to the gloam-eyed queen in the Land of Shadows. The best example of this is the Vulgar Militias, which possess the destined death incantations they have inside the Lands Between. Now, we always thought, oh well, maybe they joined up with Malekith and that's how they got them. But we also know that the Vulgar Militias are from a foreign land, so maybe these Vulgar Militias were part of Melina, aka the gloam-eyed queen's forces, before her body was killed and these forces went over to Malekith, her very own mother's sworn protector. Further proof that Melina and Messmer are connected is due to the fact when these seals are taken away from their eyes, two things happen. In their respective eyes, vestiges of their curses can be seen. A gloam-coloured eye appears in Melina's, and this abyssal base serpent is seen within Messmer's cursed eye. This is just another connection I wanted to talk about. And it's even more proof, in my opinion, these two are twins. Sadly everyone, that is the end of the video. If you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. We're so close to 6,000 subscribers, so any support would honestly mean the absolute world to me. And also it lets me know you're enjoying this style of content and do want to see more. I really do hope you have a great rest of your day. I know this video was a bit batshit insane and going back to form with the whole batshit insaneness, but I really hope you did enjoy it. Please, I hope you don't go hollow today, as that would be very bad. May you find your worth in the waking world. Goodbye everyone.